Alright, good morning, good day. This is the African Crypto Warlord show coming to you with XRP USDT. First off, maybe the reason why I clicked on this thumbnail is to see where it went to zero. It went to zero on Poloniex, alright? And that's quite interesting. So anyone who had orders down here for more than whatever their limit order is there, $10, made an absolute killing. Okay, so this is just now what we're going to do is we're just going to do the volatility shuffle downstream. And what I have is I have 3-hour VRE coins, which we're going to go to next after this. Then 7-day Laplace distribution coins, 6-hour and the 1 minute. And then we have the time frame shuffle, which we'll do last. So currently, I think this one will be the 3-hour. What I have set up here is the only charts you're going to see, the only lines you're going to see, the lines are the daily mean, the dots are the weekly mean, and the hash, this one, is the monthly mean. So we'll start at the month. Okay, as we can see, XRP came up, and as the monthly printed, it finally showed respect to June 26th's mean, because the monthly mean printed up here, and boom, wicked off. All right. And as we start to see the dailies close above and above and it not breaking above the monthly mean, the next one starts to close below and below. So now this is the new weekly mean. Well, this was the previous weekly mean. Came in, reverted to that, hit some outliers out here, and now it's just been ranging around. Now, given that this thing went to zero on Poloniex, more than likely because someone market sold or something like that, something glitched, I reckon. I don't know. Anyway, so now that we've seen those charts, what we can see here is this is our previous weekly mean. This is our current weekly mean at 47 cents, which it pretty much has ripped to now. This is today's daily mean, so we can put it on the 1 minute cone when we get there and see if it is within bounds. Those pings are Bitcoin saying that it's going to do something very volatile. So pick a direction. Anyway, so this is pretty much XRP's range, I'd say, for today or until Wednesday. If it can hold above 47.26, might look bullish. If today it starts to close down here, it's just going to keep on printing more daily means, lower and lower and lower of each other, which is a bearish sign technically. All right, so from here we're going to put on the 7-day, that's 21.14, that's the 7-day. Okay. What can we see? We're just going to get some direction on volatility. It's 50-50. All right. So this, if we go back to the analysis that I did round about the end of April, you'll see that these lines are all matched up. These boxes are all matched up. I'll link it maybe over here if something pops up, if I'm clever enough to figure that out. So this is a 7-day Laplace distribution. This is random distribution. All the colorful lines are points of interest. As you can see, this person really liked all of them plus more colorful lines, but the general idea being is if it holds above the blue, it's still bullish. So in this case, even though it's wicked all the way down there on Poloniex, but it's the only coin that has the data the only exchange that has the data I need, obviously, as you can see why. If it holds above 46.84, you can look for continuation maybe to the outside of the cone, but that's pretty much getting like 10 coin flicks in a row 10 times. So maybe that's why that came in. But the general idea is as we start to look for other targets, 39.86, if it holds above there, you can put it in a hidden bull div, go test previous higher high over here, which it failed. Okay, with this wick, you would expect maybe it could break through if you're to trade those things. But the general idea is on the other exchanges, if it gets to 40 cents and it holds above 40 cents, it will technically still have the ability to get back up here. But on the other exchange, it's going to be over here. So if it holds above 46.81, we can look for continuation to 49.44 and continuation to outside of the cone at 53 cents about. Now you start closing below this cone at 46.90 roundabout, you're going to look for closures down to 40 cents. Okay, you close below that one, you're still in the negative drift phase. You haven't printed a new cone yet, right? Nearly trying here. Maybe next week we get a new cone. Next 7-day print, and if that is true, then this will be a region of interest at 37.50 cents. When the new cone prints, expect a touch down there and then carry on printing. But if the new cone doesn't print and it can print outside of this mean, then we've got a completely new model. Anyway, so that's the general observation on that Laplace distribution cone on the 7 day. So I think this is about the 6 hour here. And what can we see? We can see that Bitcoin printed a new chart. Let's get the volatility. It's sort of losing the pump here, but if it carries on closing above the pink line, we can expect continuation to 47, which is now the 7 day targets. Okay, so your general idea is you might not be able to see it, but it starts the cone, hits the pink, comes down, hits one of the blues. Okay, sort of went in the mean of the blues, outlier that side, boom, hits that guy. Now it wants to rush up, and for blue, it wants to maybe go to 47, just call it 47, 80 cents. Okay, now it only gets that continuation if we start holding above this level here where it's rushing to now, about 47.23. So this is the 6 hour Laplace distribution cone. Let me put it on the 1 minute just to see what's happening here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to readjust this cone, but this is currently the open. This is it without the drift. Pretty much now it's breaking into the candle that had breaking into the cone that has positive drift. But your general idea is as you start to break into 47.30 and hold above there, you can look for continuation outside of the cone. Any closes below this blue line here, 47.116, look for continuation back down. This will be the initial target, where if the bulls wanted to get really bullish, this would make perfect sense to try break previous higher highs at 47.37 for those continuation targets up to the top side of that 7 day cone. As you can see, as we're right here on the 1 minute, these levels would be respected. Any closes below, it will touch it, and then any closes below, it will revert back down here. Touch it, break above, any closes above, open and close above, it will want to continue above. It just doesn't matter how it looks, but that's where it wants to go. Okay, so we'll shuffle back down here. We'll just get a synopsis of what volatility is doing. It's currently saying that it's got positive drift. So for the current time being, there's going to be a bunch of buy orders buying this up. There's Bitcoin volatility saying things are going to get wild, contraction. So it should close above here. If this signature keeps on carrying on through, we'll see. Anyway, so what we're going to look for here is in a contraction phase, for the pump to continue, it needs to hold above one of these lines. And then in the expansion phase, there you go, down. So now this is the contraction phase that we're coming from. So if it holds above here, you can look for it to maybe touch that blue line. If it starts to close below here, you look for it to touch that blue line. All right, mean reverting down, any closes below there, continuation. General trend is dying down. Now, let's get back to what we're here for. We're here for the volatility shuffle. I think I've got everything done. Okay, so this is negative drift on the 21 day, which would mean we're just looking in the bottom right here. Negative drift, meaning any pumps are more than likely going to get scalped for 21 days until stated otherwise. And then let's break it down. Okay, so 21 day has negative drift. This 14 day has negative drift. Still a little bit of hidden bull div, but as we start to hold above 7 day cone targets here, that will set that hidden bull div. Any closes below won't. And what we can see on the 7 day volatility signature is 50-50. Looking for a new trend, maybe in 2 weeks. Unless this can get volatile, there is RO here. So looking 50-50. Any closes above the blue line next week, I would be expecting some continuation. And the biggest fight would be at one of these lines, 49 cents or 53 cents. As there's a mean reversion here, we'll just have to double check with the timing and get to that when we see it come into those lines. So that's expansion on the 5 day, looking for the push. Let's see if we can zoom in here, get some general ranges. So looking for the push, any closes above currently where we are. So I'm going to be polite and say 47 cents. 2 candle closes above 47 cents, you'll look for continuation up into the 50 cents here, which is just a hell. And as you can see, it's governed it once, but usually it's a one touch wonder, and then it breaks through quite easily. So any holds above 45 cents, pretty much 22, you can look for continuation to the upside. Any closes below 55 cents, 22, you'll look for continuation to the downside. So volatility up on the 5 day, saying a little bit of a pumperoo. So what we can see here on the 3 day is we having contraction was positively correlated, which is why these hidden bull divs haven't really had the legs. It's just been keeping it sideways because it hasn't had the opportunity to pump yet. So we're going to wait for the 3-day more than likely to give us a signal of what's going on. And what we will do is, as you can see here, there's a 3-day flash, okay, which means that these guys are a little stronger. So we're looking for new mean reversion. So we're going to put a new 3-day cone on. We'll just get some general targets. No, that's not going to slide. Okay, so the 3 days been a long time that it hasn't actually mean reverted for this, so we can do an update maybe tomorrow on the 3-day low price distribution cone. Looking to break out to the upside. I'm just questioning the current negative drift in the market. So we're going to have to pop down onto like the 24-hour as to start getting a general direction. Sorry, these things should have been switched off. Alright, so this is technically a sneaky pump that we see here. Now this is contracting volatility, was negatively correlated, positive drift. And then this is expansion in volatility, was positively correlated, pump. Alright, so that's giving a clean signal here. So for the next, I suppose if it carries on closing above 47 cents, as we've pretty much demarcated, 47 cents, you will be looking for expansion to the upside. Any closes below 46.95, you'll look for continuation to the downside in those 7-day Laplace distribution cones. So you can shuffle back to 7-day Laplace distribution cones. Now you have contraction, which was positively correlated and negatively correlated, which is positive drift. So if this carries on closing above 47.10, you can look for continuation to 47.778. So now these are targets that are starting to fall into the 1-minute Laplace distribution cone and the 6-hour Laplace distribution cone. So it did come up, touch this region. We'll go have a looky see to see if it's still above the 2 blue lines on the 1 minute when we get there. But the general idea is there's still some expansion in the book. There's a lot of 47 targets pretty much on the dot. So I'd say any closes above the next print, which could be here, 47.13, is the fight for mean reversion, which would technically mean this line over here is the fight for mean reversion to the upside. So on the 6-hour, any closes below pink line at 47.23, I look for continuation down, maybe to 47, which we've pulled, but a mean reversion of 46.96. And if it holds above here, even if it holds above 46.96, holds above 46.93, still technically bullish. All right, that could put in the hidden bull dip, especially off of what's happening. But there is targets up here at 47.60, so this might be a little bit wicky. And who's over here? 47.25 is our weekly mean. On the 3-hour, whoa guys, sorry, it's not usually this blinding. 50.50 on the 3-hour, that's actually not so good, seeing as it has pumped from blue to red pretty much instantly. So this could take a little bit of trimming. On the 3-hour, we're going to look for 45-minute positive drift is what's currently holding this. On the 90-minute, positive drift is currently holding back the returns from dumperooing, but this volatility signature is going to change quite quickly as we start dropping in now to the 45-minute. Why are these things all on? I'm sorry. Still some positive drift in the book, but as it starts to close 47.17, starts to close below there, this could die off quite easily. 15 minutes. Let me see expansion. Everybody's sort of contracting that side. Yeah, we're looking for an expansion model, so any holding above. We're gonna have to put some means on over here. Alright, zone of liquidity right here. So if it can hold above 47.18, can still be bullish, but if it does want to wick down, it will wick to the next print, which is pretty much 47.12, and that would have 1 or 2 candles on the 15 minutes or 45 minutes to have the opportunity to push through. Otherwise, looking like quite a toppy structure here. And you go put on the 1 minute. Yeah, there we go. So these are all the targets that we're pretty much now delaying and getting to. But as you can start to see, there's an RO mean reverting here. There's a line here. There's a JMA here. If it closes above any one of those lines, you'll obviously see it mean revert. And not really happening. Contraction was positively correlated, losing the pump. 50-50. XRP is quite hard to trade on the 1 minute, so it could be here or here in a matter of 2 seconds. Alright, there's some targets coming in down here, so I'd suggest as this line crosses into the cone, let me switch it on this side. Boyakasha, we should be touching the blue line shortly, and then look for continuation out if it can hold above 47.17. Alright. Now, with all that being said, if there's negative drift on the higher term time frames, it means that this is going to be sold into. So 21-day negative drift, 14-day negative drift, 7 days an expansion of volatility but 50-50, which technically means that if this is a higher high, not on the 1 minute here, but if this is a little bit of a higher high, maybe on the weekly mean, which is higher than where we currently are, on the weekly VRE mean, 50-50 expansion from there to me would equal down. But we have the 5 day saying a pump, so that would have to be a very volatile move to the downside to cancel the 5 day pump on the volatility signature. The AVRs on the 3 day are 0, so that pretty much tells me, I think this is it, 5 day, the 3 day, this is your 3 day, and that pretty much tells me that we're looking for a new trend. Okay, so given that we've said that we can get some expansion off of the 7 day, which would technically mean hold above the weekly mean on the VRE, so put it here, hold above the weekly mean on the VRE, this line, you can look for continuation out on the higher term time frames, which would confirm the 3 day expansion in volatility to the upside. Okay, 24 hour is 50-50, obviously with a big candle like this, so we're just gonna more than likely say this is on the 90 minute, it more than likely be pulling back into 4700 if it's failing below here, as this will be tomorrow's daily mean if it can hold above today's daily mean. Okay, so this will be an observation for us, 47 cents. We're just going to say it. So 47 cents has come quite up. So if we can hold above 47 cents, then we can look for another touch to 47.30 cents. Wow, 30-cent moves, but these ones are quite pivot important. 12 hour has positive drift. That's keeping this candle here on the 90 minute from pretty much dumping, even on the 1 minute. So some positive drift on the 12 hour. 6 hours got a pump, which is slowing, so there has to be levels. So here you can see that the pump is slowing, but the pump won't slow if it holds above 47.24. The pump will continue 47.24 over here on the 1 minute. So the pump will continue into the blue line or higher, and into the 6 hour distribution cone if it holds above that yellow line. And then 90 minute has positive drift, that's buying that up. 45 minute, does it still have positive drift at this level? Let's see, 45 minutes, still got a positive drift. So that's sort of what's buying up those wicks on the 1 minute. And the higher term time frames are the ones, the bots and algos that are hammering this on the lower term time frames. And 45 minute positive drift, 15 minute is looking for a new trend, but we're already demarcated. We're going to look for the next print somewhere here. It is holding above this liquidity zone that we said, but for how long we don't know. We will find out. If it can get higher than this wick, it will break the hidden bear div that's sort of forming here on the returns on the next candle. All right, so daily, weekly, and monthly VRE levels. We will leave it off there, or 7 day Laplace distribution levels actually. Any closes above 47 cents, we look for continuation to 53. This 49 cents, 51 will stay otherwise. Any closes below 47 cents, we pretty much look for the other side of the cone at 18 cents, but we'll be reasonable 30 cents until new volatility flashes. Okay, so if it does start dumping, you want the volatility to get to 0, because that would be a mean and it would be bullish if it is above. If volatility flashes 0 again, whilst above 36,666, then it's bullish long term. All right, over here, this will be another one, 42 cents pretty much, and back down to here at 33,333 cents. So there's a whole bunch of means here, and if this new one can print above here, then we know there's huge padding to the downside for longer term stuff. But we also know that volatility zeroing out, and keeps on going up. Well, that's a general trend. It's your friend until it's not. If you found this information helpful, please do like and subscribe, as this model works on the 7 day as it does on the 1 minute. Any closes below here, we'll look for continuation back down to 47 cents. Alright, any closes below 47.17, we'll look for continuation down to 47 cents. Any closes above, this might grow if it starts to go up a bit into this yellow line. So any closes above 47.18, we will look for continuation 47.31, 47.41, and if it's doing that, we know that it's flipped around these higher term time frames, and you can be very, very bullish in a sense, maybe for a couple minutes. But here we go. So there's a target coming in over here into the model, down at 46.92. Okay. Please be quick, and then I can maybe end this. I don't think that's going to be a quick one. But yeah, there we go. Expansion to the downside if it holds below here. And it's technically dumping itself into a pump, so it's those high term time frames. There we go. Cool. Cool, cool. Come on. Come on. Come on. Just touch the line. And I can end the stream. Sort of, okay, outlier event. So we know, okay, it's dumped enough. You're going to start looking for a buy order, but this is the general trend. Blue flashes, you can wait for the blue flashes down here to turn off, and they'll usually turn off around about there. We've got nothing in between where these reverse bundles, they're not there. Very, no one's here. Cool. It might be the high term time frame. No one. Okay, so it's a 45-minute mean holding current price action in this Laplace distribution code. Holds above there, back into the blue line, which is pretty much the ultimate power mean. Okay, so outlier events and all that good jazz. African crypto warlord out. Looking for a serious pump if it can hold above 47 cents. If it doesn't, you're looking for a dump down to 30 cents. Much love.